Alrighty. Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing? Morning. So, yesterday, very nice push to the upside off of that demand on ES and NQ. I'm getting a haircut today. Looking at my hair in this camera is terrible. So yesterday, I'll wait a second for some more to come in, but good morning, guys. How's everyone doing? Yesterday, NQ, ES, nice upside, and I think this was all based off of the ES demand. That's my opinion. I think the ES held that 4080 level, 408 on the SPY very nicely. This was the bottom of that channel, and it held. It held again. So that channel stays alive, right? Yesterday, I had some feelings that we were going to start to give up the channel on the NQ. It started to look like we were slipping under that channel, but the ES held up very nicely, and I think this is why the market was able to sustain itself in this channel. So today, unfortunately, it's just not as exciting as I hope, as it once was. It just continue to trade in this channel, and I don't love trading in channels because you don't really get a clear direction on a daily basis. You're basically just waiting to see what the market brings you. You really don't see much in the pre-market. So yes, we had, a nice day yesterday. It was very, nice upside, strong upside across the board. But again, today you have to come into the day without you have to really battle that emotion to come into the day with any type of bias, because we're in the channel, we're right in the middle of it, and we could easily reverse once again, or we could easily go up again. So it's very difficult as we trade in this channel. We have to take every single day, day by day, one day at a time. I've been telling the chat every day to be a profit taker. I would not be swing trading in this environment. You might get lucky on something, but for the most part, it seems as though, every day is almost different. We've had a green day followed by a red day, followed by a green day, followed by a red day, followed by a green day. And, if that continues, today would be, theoretically, it would be red, but, you just never know. So, channel continues, ESNQ, not much on the economic news today. You have Friday CPI data, which is probably what the market's waiting for. You have some rumors out there about Roku, Netflix today. You have some outperformers to look out for, so we'll go over it today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. If you do after watching, or if you just want to do it now, press the like button to support the live stream. And let's go ahead and get started. So today's the 8th, Wednesday, June 8th. Happy Hump Day. Futures, economic earnings calendar. Shop outperforming. Strong outperformance yesterday on Shop. Probably due to some stock split, momentum that was approved yesterday by the shareholders. And we're going to talk about that stock split, because there's some things I'm a little concerned about for Shop as we get into this stock split. Remember, this is a 10-to-1 stock split. And remember, Shopify is trading at around $350, a little bit north of that now. Think about what the price of Shop will be post-split. I mean, it's going to be a $35 stock, $40 stock, which is not great. Because what you also have to do is you have to divide the option contract prices by 10, right? You have to divide the option contract prices by 10. So, an at-the-money Shop call today is $13. Actually, it's $11. That's what it closed at yesterday. That means that we're going to be buying $1 contracts for at-the-money Shop contracts. I don't like that, because I need to take a lot more contracts to build a decent position. I mean, that's like trading. I mean, if I want a $5,000 position, I need 50 contracts. I don't really like that, because 50 contracts on a broker that I use that uses commissions, that's a $50 commission. So I see some negatives of this for options traders, this Shopify split. So we'll talk a little bit more about it. I'll show you some examples, but interesting. CVX, insane. Energy, insane. Beautiful break and retest of all-time highs on CVX. We've talked about this multiple times on the stream. It's working out. I think you should watch this today. Tesla, 720. Nice break above that in the pre-market today. You want to see it hold 720 today, guys. If it's able to hold 720, I think you can see some upside. Google, huge level at 2350. This level has been holding Google down for like 2 weeks now. Can it finally get over that level? I'll be watching that today. We have a gap up on the Asian market. So you have Baba with a nice gap up this morning up to 110. This 110 level is very important. So I want to show you guys this 110 level on Baba. AMD 104 continues to hold very strong. So AMD demand at 104 looks good. Roku and Netflix, some news, some rumors. Netflix going basically flat. Roku moving higher. Not that interested in it, but I felt like I should cover it for you guys. Just show you guys what Roku's doing this morning. Talk a little bit about it. And energy. We'll go over the XLE. We'll show you guys how strong this sector is. I've been waiting for a pullback, and it's just not coming, right? So it is what it is. Pullback doesn't come, I don't get to play it. But this thing is very hot. Energy continues to be the strongest sector by far. So that's what I have. And then, of course, if you guys are a member of the live stream, make sure to go ahead and go to the Discord or go to the tickers. Go ahead and open the Google Docs and put your tickers down for us to look at today. And make sure I have that open for us. Wow, it's already full. It's already filled up. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to probably have time to go over much more than what's there already. So, just to let you guys know. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, let's start with the earnings calendar. I don't really believe we have much there on the earnings calendar. Let me take a look at it. Here we go. 126 million. So today is Wednesday. After hours today, you had some stuff pre-market, nothing important. After hours today, nothing that I really would trade. Tomorrow morning, you have NEO. You have DocuSign, Stitch Fix, and that's really it, guys. So earnings calendar is basically done. Earnings season's wrapping up. That's not really anything I'm interested in there. Economic calendar, here's where it gets a little interesting. Friday, right? Friday's the big day. Today we have wholesale inventories revision. Not going to be really that big of an event, I don't believe. You have initial jobless claims tomorrow. That should be interesting. We'll see what that says. And then Friday's the big one, right? Core CPI. So CPI monthly, year over year. This will be interesting to see how the Fed funds rate is affecting inflation. So let's keep an eye on that. That's Friday. That could be the thing that sort of helps us out of this channel, right? That could be the thing that helps us out of this channel. So this is the NASDAQ, guys, and you can clearly see, I mean, this is where we've traded since the push on Friday, May 27th. We got the push higher. We got the retest. We've just been holding this 12.5 for basically, 6 trading days now. So about a week, we've been trading in this channel really between 13,000 and 12.5. You've made a few minor supply or resistance areas that you can watch out for today into this week. You got 12.7 and 12.8. 12.7 is somewhat of a double top here. This is yesterday's highs, and you're starting to see it reject this morning. So I think 12.7 will be the first level to watch out for this morning to see if we can break over it. After 12.7, you have 12.8. 12.8 was that level on Monday that we could just not break, and it was the same level on Wednesday of last week that we just could not break. So today, if I go down to the shorter term time frames, this is the 15-minute chart. You can clearly see 12.7, a little bit of trouble here at 12.7. We're going to need to see something of this, right? Something like this to sort of confirm some upside. If we can see it hold 12.7, then I think you can turn that into support and move towards Monday's highs, right around 12.8. So you got 12.7 and 12.8 on the short term to watch out for, guys. Just remember these levels. If you're looking at them like at this time frame, just remember that these levels are all within a larger range, right? These levels are within the real range, which is 13,000 and 12.5, right? So it's going to be interesting. It's not going to be, as textbook as you may like. Inside of a range, it gets choppy, it gets sloppy. It's not clean trading at times. So just be careful, maybe scale down, protect yourself. 12.7, 12.8, minor resistance levels to watch out for. Bullish case today, you see 12.7 turn into support. That's the bullish case. You see 12.7 break, turn it into support, then you can try to creep higher off that 12.7. Bearish case today, you don't get over 12.7 intraday and you just reject it, right? That's the bearish case. If you get a move into 12.8 without a retest, then look for the pullback to 12.7, right? If you get a push right through 12.7 without any type of retest, just a straight up move, then I would look for the retest to 12.7, right? So here's your levels to watch out for. I would have these on your charts. See if you get either a retest early morning of 12.7. See if you get a rejection of 12.7 at market open. Or if you just get a vertical move through 12.7 without ever coming back to it, then I would look for 12.8 to reject, right? So 12.8, 12.7, those are the levels that are on my screen today. I'm definitely going to be seeing what happens at those levels. You can see yesterday, just to sort of recap what happened, we were giving a sign. The market was sort of giving us a hint at maybe breaking the downtrend or breaking the channel low. But you can see quickly at market open, we got bought right up. And why do I believe that we got bought right up? I will show you right now. This is why I believe we got bought right up on the NASDAQ. Because the ES never broke this low, right? The ES held very strong at 40.80. Look how perfect this hold is. So when the ES was able to hold that level, obviously it's going to bring the NASDAQ up with it, right? If the ES is strong here, if the ES has buyers stepping in at 40.80, obviously stocks are going to move higher. Stocks that are within the NASDAQ, obviously bringing the market up with it. So I believe that the ES was the backbone yesterday. I believe the ES was the reason as to why we saw upside because of this 40.80 hold. This was very important, and we saw it right at market open. So if we go to the 5-minute chart, you guys are going to see, look at market open on the ES, guys. It just bounced right off 40.80, right in the morning. Just boom, straight up. So I think that was crucial yesterday. If we go to the hourly chart on the ES, here's what I'm watching. You guys can see right here. Here's what I'm watching. ES, I'm looking to see, can we break through 41.70? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 attempts right here at 41.65 to 41.70, a little bit of a 5-point range. This is what I'm watching. I think you need to get through this little area, 41.65 to 41.70. It is attempted to break through this multiple times. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Every single time it rejects. Do we see another rejection today? Or can we get a hold of this level? Right? Which one are we going to see today? That's what I'll be looking for. 41.70. Are we going to push up into reject it? Or are we going to try to turn it into support? Turning 41.70 into support, you know that is a bullish thing, right? You know you're probably going to get the 4,200 test if you turn that very major resistance into support. So those are your two. That's what you need to watch today on the ES. Do we push into 41.70 and hold as support, or do we reject it? If we reject it again, there's no reason that you shouldn't expect another slip just like these that you've seen previously, right? Why not? If it's done it 4 times in the past week, you can't throw out that possibility. So there is every possibility that we see this move, right? That is a possibility in this market. So you have to make sure you account for that, right? You can't just be blind to the fact that it's done it in the past and it could do it again. So we have to watch 41.70. What does it do there? That's what I'd be watching. The Dow is the same exact thing, guys. Channel trading. You got this little top here around 3320 or 33,200. It's basically the same as the ES here. Look at that. Just right there. Just continues to reject right there. 33,200. That's the level I'd be watching. Are we above the downtrend? I don't think we're even close to the downtrend. I'm not sure, actually. Let me check. I mean, the longer term downtrend? No, not even close. Not even close. We got We got another 6% to the upside to even get close to that. Depends on what time frame it gets there, but anywhere from, let's say, 7 to 4% to get to that uptrend. Yeah, we're not even close. So that's the Dow. You guys can clearly see, same exact channel as every other index, or indice, however you want to say it, plural, indice. You can see right there. And then finally, the Russell. Actually, I didn't even notice this. Hey, this is actually quite bullish. I don't look at the Russell until we get onto the live stream, because I really don't trade small caps. But look at this. That is quite interesting, actually, in the Russell. Look at how this is actually a very nice hold. We have a lot of upside to go. Look at this hold here. Little break and retest this morning on the Russell. Watch out for small caps today. I wonder if this shoots GM. Is GME moving? Moved yesterday. Russell could, let me zoom out a little bit here. What do we got going on? This is interesting. That's a pretty big break there at 1910, 1908. You guys can see right here, 1908 to 1900. The Russell is turning it into support this morning. So if you get a little flag here, little break and retest of previous highs, that could be a nice move on the Russell. I would watch out for that. I mean, I'm not going to trade small caps, but yeah, that's a pretty clean break and retest right there on the Russell this morning, guys. So watch that to hold. Watch these previous highs from Monday, from Friday of last week, and from Monday of this week to hold as support. So very nice. Very nice. Keep an eye on that. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to Shopify. Shopify's been a strong outperformer the last, I guess it was sort of just yesterday. But yeah, very strong outperformance on Shop yesterday. Basically a trampoline here at 350. Crazy. Look at this 350 level. Just every single time it gets close to it, just boom, straight up. So very interesting to see that. Shopify does not want to give up 350. I'm a pretty heavy share buyer of Shopify right now. I wouldn't say heavy, but I'm buying about $500 a week of Shopify shares. So about a share a week. So I'm starting to build a position down here. I want to start to build a position on Shopify. I think it's a company that I could average into down in the 350s. I'm not going to be hurt by it. It's not a large percent of my portfolio, but I'm definitely taking some chances down here on Shop. I like it down at these levels. If I go to the 4-hour chart, you guys can see we're sort of just consolidating, maybe accumulating in this level, and I'm waiting to see what happens if we get into this previous 410, 412 area. We haven't gotten back into this area yet. We still trade down below this previous support that turned into resistance. You can see right here, resistance, resistance, previous support. So I definitely want to see that 412 area break. That's going to be important. If we go to the 5-minute chart, you guys can see in the pre-market today, we are starting to move higher, and you can see how nice this double bottom was off 350. 350, 350. Look at that bounce off Shop. So I'll be watching to see if this market, if this has continuation today. If the momentum continues in Shop, I'll definitely look to trade it. Very nice move yesterday. Really held up all day. I'll be watching this 388 area. These previous highs right here from Tuesday, Wednesday of last week. Right here and right here. So I'm going to be watching this general area on Shop around 388, 390 to see if it gets through. If it does, if it gives me something like this, then I will definitely look to trade this to the upside. So just keeping an eye on something that outperformed, seeing if it can outperform again, just watching the strong stuff. Shopify was definitely strong yesterday, so it's worth watching again today. It has a little bit of a catalyst with the whole stock split stuff going on. I want to show you one thing. Shopify. Let's say you took, let's say you're talking about like a 390 call, right? It's $9.20. I want to make sure everyone realizes that after the stock split, that is a 92-cent contract. That's not fun. So I think they're going to kill the options trading on Shop, personally. I don't think a lot of bigger traders are going to want to buy 100, even maybe, let's say someone wants to take a $9,000 position on Shop, $10,000 position on Shop to scalp it, right? That's pretty common. A $10,000 position on Shop to scalp. You need to buy like 120 contracts. That's not really something that I think a lot of people are comfortable doing. That's a lot of contracts to move in and move out of. High commissions. It's not going to be fun to trade a sub $1 contract on Shopify when the stock is trading at $38. So that's going to be, this might be the end of me trading Shop personally, because I'm not going to deal with that. If I want to take a position on Shop, I'm not going to buy 50 contracts. So that's interesting. That's something to look out for. That's very unfortunate. I don't think maybe they didn't think about that when they announced the split. I think it's gonna kill the volume in the options chain. So that's Shopify. CVX, just an absolute beast, guys. CVX is an absolute beast with the rest of the energy sector. Look at this previous all-time high retest. Look how clean this was. I know you guys remember us talking about this. This was something. Break, retest, previous all-time high. Look at the continuation off that. Very clean. That's textbook stuff right there. I really like to see that. If we continue today, I mean, we probably will continue today. So nice continuation possible today. You're already up in the pre-market. XLE is absolutely on fire. You guys can see it right here. Straight through this $90 level. This is a very big level from the past. So if I go and get more time here, 90 was a huge level from the past. You guys can see it right here. This was a 2008 level that we just pushed right through. So right through that 2008 level, I mean, the next target for me would be here, 101. 101 comes back to 2014. You're above this 90. What I would look for, if you really want to get aggressive, look for an entry, I would look for this, which you might not even get, but this is what I'd look for. Retest of 90. Right there. That's what I'd look for if you want to get aggressive here. Look for that break and retest to 90. Oh, no, sorry. That's the XLE. My bad. I was looking at the XLE. But either way, XLE, you guys can clearly see huge move on XLE. Above 2008 levels. Approaching the 2014 levels. Above 90. I've been wanting to see this have a pullback on the daily chart. I've been talking to you guys about saying, hey, let's look for a pullback here. It's very deviated over the 20, but sometimes it just doesn't come. And it's just not, it's not coming back to that 20 SMA right now. So it's just running. If we go to XOM, again, heavily deviated from the 20, heavily deviated from the 50. This thing is basically vertical. If we go to the 3-year, let's go to the weekly chart. Let's get more time. This dates back to 2014. That same high on the XLE right here, that same high here at 101.50 on the XLE is when XOM was trading at 104. So you can see where that's interesting, right? Look at the time difference here. Look at the price and time difference here, right? So XOM is trading basically at those 2014 highs. It's basically 50 cents off of it. While the XLE is still, it's still 9-10% off those levels. So XOM is trading higher than where it was in relation to where it was in 2014. So that's interesting. That means XOM is getting pretty extended here. So watch out for that. You got XOM basically at these 2014 highs, where in 2014 the XLE, you can see, is up to 101. So you need a lot more on the XLE here to catch up to XOM. So very strong outperformance on XOM. Crazy move. I don't think energy slows down this year, guys. I think you're going to hold this into the rest of the year for sure. Tesla. So Tesla 720 is the level in focus for me today. Tesla's chart's a little bit funky lately. Not really loving it. But you can sort of see you can sort of see what I'm talking about here, right? 720 has been a level that it's not been able to get over. You guys can see right here, rejection, previous support, rejection, 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 rejection. So you can see 720, very clear level on Tesla. Now this morning, what are you getting? Right? This morning, you are getting a break of 720. So what will I be looking for this morning? I will be looking, if the market is strong, I will be looking for this. I will be looking for a pullback. I will be looking for a bounce off of 720. I'll be looking for a break and retest of 720 if the market correlates with it, right? If the market is strong as well, then I'll look to go bullish on Tesla. If the market's weak and the market rejects, then I'll see if I can get a break and retest to the downside. So either way, I don't care which way it goes. I just need to know my level. And my level is clearly 720 because this is a very important pivot level here on Tesla. So I'm either looking for this or I'm looking for this, right? Which one am I looking for? Which one is going to happen today? One of them is going to happen today. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I can tell you that you're probably going to see it pull back to 720. You're either going to flush and reject it, or you're going to bounce it, retest and bounce off of it. So I would keep 720 on your watch today. This is a big level on Tesla over the last 2 days. See what it does there. If it's bullish, I could say you maybe get up to that 735. If it's bearish, maybe you start to test some of these lows here, 703, maybe even 700. So keep an eye on that, guys. 720, big level there. Yeah, you got 730, 735 on Tesla. That's what I would watch out for on the upside. What's up, Brad? Thanks for watching. Yeah, what a terrible game last night, man. God, I couldn't even watch it at times. I was on my phone. I got so pissed off watching that game. Rangers came out with a dud yesterday, guys, so we'll see what happens. Going back to New York, Game 5. Next, Google. So I'm actually going to delete this because it just sort of clouds the chart. It's not quite relevant yet, but I will keep a line here just so we know the general area. Okay. Google. 50. Let's go hourly chart. Do I want to go hourly? Yeah, I want to go hourly. I want to get more time, though. There we go. All right. Google hourly chart. I'm going to delete that for now. So you guys can see, what are we looking at here, right? We're looking at 2350. This 2350 level has been pretty major. Do we finally get a push above 2350? Do we finally get a push above 2350? That is what I'm going to be watching for today. Do we get the break and retest of 2350? We got it on Monday, right? We got the break and retest on Monday. If I go to the 1 minute chart, let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about here. So if we go to Monday, this is what it's going to look like, right? On the 1 minute. You guys see this? This is Monday morning. Break, retest, look at the hold, and look at the trade opportunity, right? Look at the trade opportunity off 2350 retest. It is sub only, chat. I guess they're sub to me. So I'm going to be looking for that same thing today. Do we get the break, the retest, and another trade opportunity to the upside on Google? If we do not even see the break, which it seems like it's already struggling to get over, then I'll be looking for the downside. So either way, I'm watching this pre-market level. I'm watching this major level on Google because I know there's a trade on either side of it. It's the same concept for Tesla. 720, I know there's a trade to either the upside or the downside. Google, 2350, it's either a rejection point or it's a break and retest long entry. So watching Google at 2350. Baba. You guys can see upside, gap up to 110 on Baba. Now, where is this 110 level, right? This is a very, very big level on Baba, right? This is the level I think it's been waiting to get to. And you guys can see, this is no joke of a level. Boom, boom, boom. All of this, tons of support, previous support at 110 on Baba. If technicals prove me right, or if technicals mean anything, right? Today, I would expect BABA to pull back. I would expect BABA to fill the gap that it created on the chart. That would be my anticipation today, because I just don't see how it only takes one day to get through this level. This is a huge level on BABA. I mean, this dates back to last year, December 2nd, 21. December 2nd, 21, December 29th, February 1st. This is March and April of this year, and you're right back at it here. So for us to gap into that, you guys can clearly see, look at the reaction here. I mean, it's just an instant reaction off this level. I would expect for the gap fill. That doesn't mean BABA gets bearish. That just means that it probably overextended a little here, needs a little bit of a gap fill, maybe needs to reset, and maybe it gets back into that 110 level. But I would be very surprised to see BABA through that level today. You can clearly see the gap. I think it's going to want to fill that gap to some extent. And you can clearly see just the ridiculous support that should turn into resistance today, in my opinion. So I'd watch for BABA to fill that gap today. Not saying it's guaranteed, but it's definitely, if you trade off technicals, that would be the technical trade, in my opinion. Okay, AMD, very interesting AMD level, guys. 104, 104 here. So you guys can see that yesterday, if I go to the 1 minute chart, look at yesterday's chart on AMD. Look at what it did every single time it hit 104. I was watching this all day. I didn't trade off of it, but I was just monitoring AMD. I continued to watch it at 104. 104 bounce, 104 bounce, 104 bounce, 104 and a bounce. So 104, very strong level, right? And I like to see that, right? That gives me some confidence. That means I know that I can trade upside off that 104 and have a stop under that level. If it gets under it, then I know I got to be out. If I go to the hourly chart, why is 104 a strong level? Well, it's pretty damn obvious. Previous resistance, previous resistance. What is this? This is a break and a retest. I don't know how many times, right? We say it all the time. Happens all over the place. So, if we hold the retest at 104, I could see AMD push to the upside off 104. Of course, that is going to depend on what the NASDAQ does today, right? Everything I talk about is always contingent on the NASDAQ. If I say AMD could hold 104 and move to the upside and the NASDAQ falls 3%, well, it's not going to happen, guys, right? It's just not going to happen. So there's bullish and there's bearish cases. The bullish case here, if the NASDAQ is strong, is a hold of 104 and a move to the upside, right? That's what I'd be looking for. Bearish case, we give up 104, right? And we move back into this channel. So 104 either way, just like Google, just like Tesla, it's a key level and it's a tradable level. So you either buy long off of it if it's holding support, or you play it short if it drops below it, right? Key level to trade off of, that's what you're looking for. 104 is that level on the NASDAQ, or on ES, or on AMD. NASDAQ's dumping. Yeah, little extension to the downside here on NASDAQ for sure. I mean, you can clearly see why, right? I don't really need to show you or explain why that's happening. You can, if you guys know anything about technicals, you could see what's happening here, right? Look at the weakness here. Look at what level is holding this down. So, you know, this is clearly coming into today, guys. It makes it really easy for you guys today. Where do you get bullish today? Where do you feel confident for upside? Right? You wait for this. That's what you're looking for. That is what you're looking for. You're looking for that break and retest of 12.7. If that doesn't happen, then you don't go long, right? If that doesn't happen, you don't go long. Keep it easy. Give yourself that understanding of where do I go long? Where's the point I need to see to feel bullish here? For me, I can't go bullish until I see over 12.7 because I don't have margin, right? Why go bullish here and get rejected here, right? For me, it's very easy. Now, looking at this chart, If I want to go long on something, I need to see NASDAQ over 12.7. If I don't see it, I'm looking for rejections. Easy as that. All right. Next, Roku, Netflix. I'm not that interested in this, but I will share it. Roku rumor. Could this rumor be just a big fake, I've seen it. How many times have you guys seen in the past where there's a rumor and then the parent company or the main company says it's not true? I mean, that could be absolutely what happens here. Roku popping off seemingly nothing, basically a rumor, into a huge supply level. Let me make sure you guys know that. This is a very large supply on Roku. Look. Support, resistance, 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 right? This is a big level. So, if Roku just fails off that rumor news, which I do not ever trust rumors with your money. Don't buy things off of rumors. This is your hard-earned money, guys. You don't just throw money at rumors. I would look for the downside, personally. Maybe I'm being pessimistic, but that is a very clear rejection point already. I would be looking for this to fade off of basically a rumor that has no substance behind it. So maybe once it happens, if they say it's going to happen, maybe, sure. Then maybe you trade it up. But I don't quite understand if you guys, we'll brainstorm for a second. I don't quite understand why Netflix would want to buy Roku. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Netflix has, Netflix could easily just create a little front page screen that's all Roku is. It's just a front page screen, like a smart TV that you can pick apps on. So I don't really get why Netflix would try to buy Roku. It doesn't make much sense to me. But you know what? It is what it is. So, very nice. That's Roku. I would look for this rejection at 100. I really don't see this getting over 100 if this is just rumor. I think this is an overreaction. I would look for downside, especially if the NASDAQ's weak. If the NASDAQ's strong, you might have a little bit of a upside move if the NASDAQ's strong. And it just seems like an expensive company. It seems like an expensive. I just don't really see it. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just not. That's why I'm not the CEO of Netflix. All right, XLE we sort of already went over, but you guys can see XLE extremely strong, just wild. Keep an eye on energy today, guys. Keep an eye on energy. Okay. Let's go over NVIDIA. We didn't really go over NVIDIA. I'll go over some of these other big cap tech names for you guys here. So here is NVIDIA. You guys can see we're just holding that 182, right? We've talked about this 182 every single time on this live stream. So you should know 182 by now if you come here. So 182 held strong again. It continues to hold. The only problem I see here, guys, is I do not want to trade in this range. I don't know what happens on NVIDIA in this range. It could go this. It could do this. It could do this. We hope it doesn't do this, right? We hope it doesn't go left. We do not want to see a stock chart go to the left. If that ever happens, you might want to get checked out for maybe psychological problems, or or maybe it's actually going to the left. But I would hope I never see stocks go to the left. I don't know what's going to happen basically in this area. Anywhere between 192 and 182, I really just don't quite know. So this is just going to trade off the NASDAQ. So whatever the NASDAQ does, this is going to do in this range. That's really it. So watch out for NVIDIA. It's holding 182. Maybe you go long off a 182 hold, but I would not say you go long here in the middle of a channel. This, you can maybe go long here. You can go short here. I would not be biased inside the channel. There's just no direction here. So that's that. Yep, we do know one thing about NVIDIA. It will trade to the right. That's correct. We do know that. Okay, let me now go over the tickers that you guys want to look at today. Let's go ahead and pull that up here. So first one's Target. Let's go over Target. So Target is down in the pre-market. I'm not sure why. We got some price target. We got some lowered price targets on Target this morning. Lowered price targets on Target. Let's go daily chart. So we talked about that big level on Target yesterday on the daily chart. I don't know if you guys remember. It was that daily chart level from 2020. You can see it held up. But I don't know, guys. Let me go ahead and zoom in here. This is just a sideways chart right now. I mean, if it does move to the downside, maybe you could trade it back towards that 145. But yeah, this sort of looks like Netflix, guys. Look at Netflix. It's just sort of done nothing let me zoom out here. Like, this is Netflix. There hasn't really been a trade on Netflix since the downside. It's basically just sort of chilling down here at a new floor. And that might be what Target does here. Target might just find a new floor and just trade down here for an extended period of time. So, yeah, I don't have much here for Target. I mean, maybe the downgrades bring it down today again. That's what I'd be looking for. Walmart's doing the same thing. It's sort of just trading down at this new floor. You do have a very nice hold here at 120. You can clearly see that. That is clean. You do have that support, so you could maybe trade it off that 120, but you got the downtrend that's still very much alive. If you do get upside, then maybe you reject, so just look for this. Yeah, I don't really see much of a trade here, guys, on Walmart and Target. It's just sort of sitting here at these lows. Not really much of levels to really trade. I don't think you expect much volume in these, but, downside yesterday on Walmart, maybe it breaks the downtrend or it sort of retests that 120. That's what I'd look for. We went over Shop. We'll go over Amazon's the next one from you guys. So Amazon 30-minute. You got at some point we're just going to have to accept that everything's just trading in a range, and really, my job becomes more difficult and difficult for you guys. I can't give you much when stocks trade in ranges. We can't expect as if we know what's going to happen in these ranges. If I came on here and tried to sound like a hot shot, like I know where this stock's going to go in this range, I would be doing myself a disservice and I would be doing you a disservice. No one knows what's going to happen in this range. You're a range between 121 and 126. Your guess is better than mine, or just as good as mine. So this depends on the NASDAQ. If the NASDAQ and the ES fall today, Amazon will fall as well. If the NASDAQ and the ES go up today, Amazon will go up as well. So that's what you watch. You watch the NASDAQ and you watch for the continuation on the individual stock. You watch the trade, you watch the channel. Maybe you can play it long off 121. Maybe you can try to trade the downside into 121, or maybe you can trade the upside into 126. But yeah, guys, this is just not the time to be, getting aggressive on stocks when they're trading in channels. We've gone over Google. We'll go over NEO. NEO had a gap up as well. I would expect the same. I'm expecting these gaps to be filled today on Asian markets, the gap up. So looking for that to fill the gap on NEO. PLL. Piedmont Lithium. Good luck. I can't tell you what happens in this channel. CVX we went over. What is this? Viper Energy. Very strong. Probably getting some strength from the energy sector, in my opinion. Right? It's the same thing that I have for the XLE. I need a pullback. I would never buy something this extended. So that's why I haven't bought XLE, XOM. CVX was a good trade on that retest, but stocks that are this deviated over the 20, I just don't get excited, guys. You can see previously, look how this stock, VNOM, how it just sort of grinded on the 20. What is it doing now? It's extremely deviated. So I don't buy things this deviated over the 20. I just would never let myself do it. There's always other opportunities. I don't feel FOMO when I look at a chart like this. If anything, I despise a chart like this because I know this is going to take my money. I know I'm going to get in, and I know the day I get in, it's going to retrace to the 20. So I'm not interested in that. You wait for it to get back to the 20. That'll save you money in the long term. End phase. Yeah, end phase has been a strong one too recently with the energy sector. You can see, I think it did a little retest here, didn't it? Let me see. Let me zoom out. Yeah, it's trying to hold this 200 area, which is not bad. Let's bring this level up to 200. You know, it's trying to hold, but here's what I would say. If you're looking at end phase, I would just watch out for this double top. That would be my main watch, guys. If you're watching end phase, watch the double top. I'd probably be a little bit cautious of being a call buyer under the double top. I'd probably want to wait to see, you know, a little hold. Something like this. Look, this is what you want to see. You see this? See this top on CVX, guys? You see how it broke it, came back to it, and created a great trading opportunity here off the retest? That is exactly what you want to see on end phase. You want to see it break it come back to it, create your buy entry, and then play it back to the upside. If you want to play it safe, that's what you wait for. That's the safe entry. Did someone really put baby swap token on this? That is unbelievable. Gone. Do not put cryptos, especially something called baby swap token, on that chart or on that form. Intel looks basically like the charts that I'm talking about that could reject. This looks like Baba. This looks like Roku, doesn't it? Look at this. Support, rejection. Intel. Look for the downside off that rejection. We probably already said that, actually. I think we already did go over that, actually. So if you got in, great. I'm almost positive we talked about that rejection point. Roku looks the same, all right? Support into a resistance. Baba looks the same, right? Support into a resistance. So I would be looking for basically what Intel did here. That's what I'm looking for off these rejections, right? Support into resistance. Same exact chart formation. You look for it to work out similar, right? Same exact chart formation. Okay. Let's go over, last but not least, my favorite stock on the market, Apple. That's we'll see what, I mean, right now, not great, but here's my favorite stock on the market. 150. 150, 151. That's really all we can wait for, right? Right now, it's just completely sideways, right, guys? Just so sideways. 138, 140 to 150. 10-point range. I'm not going to pretend like I know what happens in this range, guys. There's no reason to. If someone's telling you that Apple's going up to 160 next week, they're full of shit. Even if they say, oh, Apple's going to retrace to 138 next week, they're full of shit also. They don't know that. You have to wait to see what happens here on the overall market, what happens in this range. Maybe you watch this 148 previous support into resistance here. If the NASDAQ's weak, you trade it to the downside. But these stocks, guys, the overarching opinion and summary here for you guys here on the live stream is everything is in a range. And you got to wait to see what the market does. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you enjoyed today's live stream, press the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to join the Discord chat where I trade live, the link is down below. It says trade live with me. If you guys want to join the free Discord where I post the technicals from this live stream for you guys to review in a text format, it'll say free technical analysis in the description below. Press the like button, subscribe to the channel, help me grow the channel, help me grow the live streams. Thank you guys for being here, and I hope you have a fantastic Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out, guys.